What causes surplus food to arise? Sometimes good food products lie unsold on store shelves or begin to spoil in warehouses and trucks. If we do not understand factors behind surplus food generation, we'll never be able to take action against food waste. Our journey towards surplus food management and waste reduction starts from surplus food causes. Generally speaking, surplus food arises when food demand does not meet food supply, a circumstance that has deep roots. First, in spite of technical progress, systems for producing and distributing food products are far from being perfect. Think about uncertainty in demand forecasting or faults in the cold chain. Second, imbalances between supply and demand can also be caused by failures in international trade or in food policies. Supply excesses in some parts of the planet are a sad paradox, as people in many developing countries suffer from dreadful food security problems. Finally, our current shopping habits and a few marketing strategies may make the problem worse. More sustainable consumption attitudes are still struggling to reach the whole population. These causes have to be addressed on a long-term and global scale. However, on a daily basis, we observe sources of surplus food that are more operational in nature. They vary greatly across supply chain stages, but in most cases, they are related with time passing and compliance with standards. Now, let's see surplus sources in Italian food manufacturing. Here, the main issue is internal sell-by date, around 67% of surplus food volume, particularly when the product is fresh or perishable. Once the internal sell-by date is reached, food products can no longer be supplied to distributors because the residual shelf life is insufficient to sell the product. Surplus food is also generated by non-compliance with commercial standards. Safe and nutritious products are not accepted by the usual market channels for two reasons. Either the product itself does not meet the required external and aesthetic characteristics, that is 12% of the volume, or something went wrong with packaging and handling processes, such as a mistake in printed information or a dent made in the package, 6% of the volume. Finally, refusals and returns of unsold products also play a role. Surplus food is generated for similar reasons at the retail stage. The distributors' logistics centers also have an internal sell-by date. This accounts for 49% of the surplus food volume. The second most common cause is product returns, and another 28%. Non-compliance with standards causes the remaining part of surplus food. There are several reasons behind the generation of surplus food. Steps forward can be made in business, policy, trade, consumption, technologies. We do support all those changes that can help cutting surplus food at the source. As for today, however, we are left with the task of managing surplus food, once it has been generated, in the best way possible.